Hey guys, Kev here, and I want to do a first impressions on the Wee Knives Thug. So this is one I didn't think I'd end up doing a first impressions. I just skipped to the review, but you know what? I like doing the up close look for you guys, so I'm gonna at least do this. Maybe call it an overview, and if I end up carrying it a little bit more, I'll do the review. But it's been hard to carry because I just right off the bat, I'll tell you what I don't like about it. This clip. Being left-handed, that point right there is just deadly. I mean, it literally just stabs my finger wherever it grabs it. If I bear down at all, it just really sticks me. And it's uncomfortable. If you come at it from this angle at all, it actually like stabs you. From here, it just kind of is a hot spot, like a brutal one. Right-handed, it's not so bad. I still feel it, but like I get why maybe it's not a huge complaint. So yeah, that's kind of a big deal for me. So I haven't wanted to carry this because I don't want to use it. You know, it's also very, very small. So there's that knife, and then I'll grab the small Arian from Artisan and White Mountain Knives exclusive. That's a 3-inch blade. So you know what I mean? It's very, very small, guys. Do I have any, like, tiny knives? I don't really like tiny knives, so let me just get a measuring tape out for you. Let's see what we got. Need this end. So we have... Oh, gotta work on my measuring tape skills here. We have 2.5. I mean, it's like 2 3/4 inches from tip to scale, right? And then cutting edge, you have, I mean, if you go from the Tanto tip to, yeah, I mean, it's a little over 2.5 inches. And then overall, you're looking at 6.5 inches on the knife, which is actually bigger than I thought this thing was. It's a little tank. I mean, if you're into like the Berg Blades pup or what, iron pup, those type of knives, this is right up your alley for that. It does have a compound grind, which is really cool. So you have this flat up here. Oh, wait, is this a hollow? I think it's a flat. And then a hollow back here, very shallow hollow there. They could both be hollow grinds, honestly. It's hard for me to tell. They might both be. I don't know. You have this swedge up here. You have these titanium thumb studs that are really nice. You have, again, the thumb studs. And then for markings, you have Wee right here with this brass, I think it's brass pivot collar that I don't like because it just looks, you know, patina. I'm not a patina guy. Shout out to Jeremy Sires. And then here is the logo of Matt Christensen, I believe. It's his knife, Christensen Knives, I guess. I have one of his knives on pre-order, the Maverick S I'm excited about. I mentioned that in the unboxing. So yeah, it is definitely a Christensen design. This marbled carbon fiber, let's take a close-up look at this knife. This marbled carbon fiber is absolutely stunning. They did an absolutely great job finishing it. I don't see voids anywhere in it. If I'm going to get carbon fiber that's not fat carbon, this is what I want. So this is really cool. Again, there's that ugly pivot collar. Over here you have this sexy kind of like striation lines or bark pattern sort of kind of deal. I don't know what to call it. Looks absolutely fantastic. You have 3 relief cuts here, which I guess could be an issue with this clip. I did carry this in the back pocket for like half a day. I didn't have any issues, so you know, it wasn't a big deal. You can see the grind lines. This is what I like about it. The grind lines match. They go horizontal with this pattern, which is really cool if you think about it, right? There's that Matt Christensen logo again, and the thumb studs and the compound grind. Just a really cool looking knife. I think they did a great job with the finish work. I think the design is really cool. It's just, you know, the clip kills it for me and the size kills it for me. I just can't, you know, it's like I have a large glove size hand and I have what, That's 3-finger knife. I can like squeeze all 4 on if I want, but it just feels extremely cramped. And then you could choke up like this, but it's not much of a flat there. So it's, you know, and then I'm just getting stabbed by that clip constantly. It's very annoying. The action on this knife is pretty good. Pardon me, I have a very jacked up thumb right now. I feel like I always do. The thumb flick left-handed, she bangs just fine. Reverse flick, you just can't creep all the way up, but if you kind of sit down here on the lock bar, you're fine. Flicks out with authority. Detent is very good on this knife, I will say. Right-handed, nice flick, no problem. You can drop it to your nail, shake, shake, and it goes down. Reverse flick is fantastic. This knife has been around the pass around, so I'd venture to guess it's not super clean, but it actually looks pretty clean in there. I don't know if it needs any lube or anything. I'm not going to mess with it. But the closing action is very smooth. I think to me, they're known for a few things. They usually nail centering, right? And then they're kind of all over the place with their detents. They can be weak, they can be strong, they can be perfect. I don't know what's going on. Am I on the lock bar right-handed here? Or, I don't know. Detent's good on this one. You can see here when it closes. I'll show you. Nice solid retraction. I like it. But their closing action, usually what you get is something very smooth, but not drop shut. It's kind of like shaky, smooth shut. And sometimes that can be the greatest thing, like on the Shamwiri. And sometimes it can be like, you know, it's not that great. On most of their knives, that's how I feel. It's just like, I wish it dropped shut. But you can't always get what you want, and I get it. Not everybody loves that, but, you know, you're here for my opinion. That's what it is. I like drop shut. And I wish this did it, but it's a small knife, so I also understand that. Yeah, I mean, it's a cool knife. It's just, again, it's a personal choice. You know, if you love the design, you're going to like this knife, right? It's just kind of how it is, unless you're left-handed, because that really, really is a pain. That's a deal breaker for me right there. The ergos alone are not. Like, I could deal with this. You know, if that clip wasn't there, man, I think this would feel pretty good in hand. You have good control. But to me, it's just silly to have such a small blade with a compound grind. And you just like, I don't know. I feel like if you're going to do a compound grind, do it on a larger knife like this. It makes sense on a knife like this, right? 3.6-inch blade. You get a nice chunk of hollow grind back here, and then some flat up here for, you know, cutting and whatever precision stuff, whatever. I don't know. I just think that makes more sense to me to do it on something like the 229 as opposed to this, where it's just so small. Like, what are you going to do with this? It's just supposed to be a pocket tank, I guess, called the Thug. But I think it's been regarded pretty well. I think a lot of people like it, and I see why, especially if you're right-handed. So, yeah, guys, that's going to be it. That was just a quick, just a quick first impression / overview. I think this is going to just be the full review, not full review, but this is going to be it. I'm just going to do this overview and call it a day on this knife. I don't really have more purpose for it. I do like the pinch grip on this. I absolutely love Tanto blades. You guys know that. So, you know, getting a good pinch grip on this, and then you could get down into a package real easy. You have really good control with that. And then you have this secondary tip if you need to do whatever. But it's really all about that, you know, primary. I guess that's the secondary tip. But you get really, really good control with this pinch grip. I do like that. I did not get a chance to cut out any labels with this. We could grab a piece of paper here. See what we got. Okay, is it me or the knife? Let's see. See, this is kind of what I mean with that. So having a Tanto on such a small knife doesn't make that much sense to me. I mean, So yeah, I think it's just been through the ringer, but at the same time, just functionality wise, the way this is set up, being so small with a Tanto, and then this edge is so big, right? It's just kind of doesn't make sense. Like, I don't know what I would utilize all of that for, where I'd rather have that extra, like, right here, right? And then you have a nice, then you'd have a nice chunk of knife to use. So it's almost like this isn't that small. It's almost like deceptively small, if that makes sense. Like, because I actually do fit my hand on it, which is interesting. But it feels like such a smaller knife. Let me grab the Finch. I just want to see. So this is the devil's finger that just came in. And this I get a full grip on. And what, 3 1/4 inch blade, something like that. But handle length. Yeah, see, it's not that much different. It's kind of weird, right? Like, obviously you can see a little more in the blade, but in terms of handle length, you get, what, an extra 1/2 inch on the Finch? Well, like, I get a full 4-finger grip, full 4-finger grip. Yet this seems to me like a baby knife, whereas this seems to me like, a medium-sized knife or whatever. I also have this thing for when I was, my first knife. Okay, so yeah, this is absolutely tiny. Okay, but this is kind of how I see this knife, like just being so small. It's weird how our brains just like, I don't know, correlate things that way. Let me see if one other one that's like small-ish is the Penguin here. And again, not that much different in terms of the handle. It just looks tinier. I don't know. It must be my brain playing with me here. This is a dumb comparison because it's such a... This is a custom, but size-wise, I'm trying to look for stuff that makes sense. This right here is a Gavco Custom Nurse. Okay, that's probably the closest thing I have in size. Almost the same size. You can tell it's a little longer in the handle, 1/4 inch, right? Yet, full 4-finger grip, feels pretty comfortable here. Choil, I mean, it's like a whole different knife, right? Whereas, no choil, you just can't, But back here, it's kind of the similar size grip. This thing just seems like it's half the size. Extremely strange to think of things that way. But I'm also an idiot, so whatever. That is the We Knives Thug, guys. Thank you for tuning in for this nonsense video. If you have bought one of these, congratulations. You have a pretty cool knife. If you're thinking about it, I don't know if they're available. You can check White Mountain Knives. Use my code Lefty10 while you're there. Do I recommend this knife? Not really. I think you can get a bigger knife. I think you can get a more purposeful knife, something that makes a little more sense. But if you're absolutely in love with the design, is it a good knife? Yeah, I think it's well made and everything. I think it's fine. I just don't really see the purpose of the Tanto this size and the little tank thing. It's just not my style, right? So that's it, guys. Big thank you to the Apex Pass Around group and David from Blade Banter for running it. Appreciate the group and everybody in it. I hope you guys have an absolutely fantastic day, and I will catch you later.